Well, hello there folks and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on the video. It's very much appreciated as always. So you're joining me down in Glenshee, one of my favourite places. Again, it's just a fantastic mountain range this, and I'm going to be doing a summit camp. So I'm going to be doing a summit camp on Creag Leacach today, and then it'll be a case of going over onto Glassmall and then down and then back up the Cairnwell tomorrow. So really looking forward to it. It's going to be a real fun wee trip with 3 Munros included in it. But it's blowing an absolute hoolie just now, really windy. The wind speed is meant to be sort of dropping a little bit in the next sort of hour. So I'm going to make my way up to the actual summit, the first mountain just now, and hopefully by that time the actual wind drops down a little bit and we can get the tent set up. Well, what an absolutely gorgeous day. Really nice. That wind is still quite cold though. And as I said, I hope it does die down. So I'll turn the camera around just now and show you where I'm going just now. And then you can get a bit sort of better idea. So basically, a bit of a steep pull up to the first bit. And I'm probably going to camp roughly around there. And then tomorrow, it'll be along the actual ridge, all the way along, and then back to the ski centre, and then up through the back of the ski centre, up into the Cairnwell as well. So it's looking really nice weather-wise from the point of view of sun, etc. I just need that wind to dry down a wee bit. If not, I don't tend to sleep all that well in tents, but we'll still have a huge amount of fun and hopefully get some beautiful scenery. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll hook up here as I've got another river crossing to go, and then I'm onto the main sort of pool up to the first of the summits. So I'll catch up with you when I've crossed the river. Cairn number 1. Whew. That was hard work. So there's the Munro over there, but I'm going to try and find somewhere just now to actually camp. The only unfortunate thing is it is just so windy, so windy. So the wind speed hasn't dropped at all. I'm trying to shelter the mic, so I may very well have to pick a slightly different location to where initially I was planning. But I need to try and get some form of sleep and a bit of rest. So I'll go down just now and try and see if I can find something in the Bialik itself. Don't know if you can see, there's an Arctic hare just there. Hello. Doesn't seem bothered. He's doing the same thing as I'm doing, looking for a bit of shelter. I try not to scare the line dents out of it. You're okay, you're okay, you're okay. Well, I don't mind admitting, I have been wandering around for ages trying to find somewhere that was actually sheltered from the wind. The wind speed was meant to be dropping down to sort of like 10 to 15, but it was more like sort of 30, 35, gusting to 40. So I've come over the other side of the summit itself. So I've reached the summit, but I've just come down. I'll video it again tomorrow. but I've managed to find a sort of flattish but beautiful scenery. I'll turn the camera around in a wee minute and let you see it, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. But it's flat cam, just absolutely flat cam. So really nice, but I am quite a bit behind schedule as to where I was wanting to be. So I'm going to get the tent set up just now, and then I'll hook up with us. I think it might be time for a bit of tent magic. There we go. It's been so long since I was last out in a tent. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll turn the camera around just now just so you can see this view, because it is stunning. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, I'm going to get some food on, get myself some dinner, and relax in for a nice comfy night. But just wow. I realise I'm probably losing light already. I said I just would have had a massive play with the drone. So I've wasted quite a lot of time, but honestly, wait and see the footage. If I haven't already put it up, I'll put it up just now, but it was just absolutely amazing. So basically, there's digs for the night. And I said, it's just off the top of the summit, so the summit's actually just up there. So it's just down off the actual summit itself. But I'll give you a little guided tour. So basically, wait and see this, if I can get down here without falling. So if I did want to go for a swim, I'm sorted. My own little swimming pool. So check that out. I say that is well smart. Wow, again, as always, just absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I'm not going to go for a swim. As I said, just need a bit more water, starting to get a little bit of a headache, and try and get some food in me just now. Because I said I've even skipped my meal, which is just absolutely stupid, but I'll go and grab that just now. It's just pork pies and things like that, and water and an energy bar. So I'll go and do that just now, and then I'll hook up with you. Now, as I said, I know I am losing a lot of light just now, so I said it might be sort of later on with the head torch that I could sort of give you a shout. I'm just going to get the actual tent set up properly. But I think I'm in for a really nice night, really nice night. Hopefully the clouds stay away and I get a nice star show, so fingers crossed. Okay, I'll see you in a wee bit. There's just not a noise. It's just absolutely amazing. The wind itself is just completely gone, so the forecast was right. And it's meant to be like this right the way through till probably about sort of 7 o'clock tomorrow. Sunrise is at 6:18, so I'm going to set my alarm for 6, and I should get a really nice sunrise as well, if there is one. So it's meant to be sort of cloudy later on, so I might not get a star show, but this is just perfect. This is just, I've missed tents. I keep saying I prefer bivvies, but then when you come out in a night like this where there's absolutely no wind whatsoever, you're like, oh, this is why I do it. But it's absolutely amazing. Just sitting here, there's rabbits running around with their the white fur on with the winter plumage. There's ptarmigan all over the place. There's just wildlife just kicking off around me. So it's just absolutely fantastic. Really nice night. Incredibly cold though, so I've just put a gilet on just now, but I've still got a puffer. I've got a bigger puffer, and I've also got another set of base layers, so I'm going to be warm enough. And I've got the Rabicent 700 sleeping bag tonight, and also the slightly more extreme, I can't remember the name of it, but the Sea to Summit sleeping bag liner. So again, hopefully it'll be absolutely roasty toasty in bed. So really looking forward to it. Going to try and get an early night so I can get up tomorrow, and then it's going to be summit number 2. So we'll get along to summit number 2, Glass Mole, and then we're going to go off back down to the actual ski centre, up through the back of it, and then up to the Cairnwell, and do summit number 3 as well. So it's going to be a brilliant little trip. Really looking forward to tomorrow as well. It should be good fun. But there's just no noise. Absolute silence. So I'm going to head into the tent for a wee bit, get some reading done, and then I'll catch up with you hopefully to discuss the most amazing star show I've ever seen. See you in a wee bit. Well, I've just been sort of dozing and reading for the last little bit, so really relaxing. That's the snow on just now. As a consequence of the snow, there's no star show though, but it'll be quite interesting just to sort of see what the snowfall's like during the night. But really warm, very comfortable. I said I've got a really good sleep system, and I'm all proper layered up, so it's going to be a nice night hopefully and get a good night's sleep. So barring any incident, I shall see you all in the morning. Well, good morning folks. It's now, I reckon, about 6:40 in the morning. Sunrise was at 6:18, but I did have a little peek outside just to actually see if there was going to be any sunrise at all, and no. But wait and see what there is. Now, basically I have been sort of lying here just listening to the snow falling, and it has been absolutely majestic. It's been really nice doing it. But wait and see this. Just a complete whiteout. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Love it. So basically I just actually went back into the sleeping bag and back to sleep for a little bit. But I am going to get up just now and sort of get myself packed up, get ready, bit of breakfast, and then it's going to be a case on to the second Munro. But as I said, I've got all the micro spikes, I've got all the winter gear and all that sort of things as well, because I was expecting a little bit of snow. Not quite maybe as much. It was sort of saying it was almost like an hour, whereas this has been like 4 hours I think. But let's get ourselves out of the sleeping bag, which is so warm, and we'll get everything checked out outside. That is so smart. And again, going to be a wee bit of a test of the navigational skills, because the Creag is just completely in. You can't really see very far ahead of you at all. So as I said, I'm just going to pack up tent, sort of slowly. I'm going to go in there and actually put as much into my tent as I possibly can, into the sort of bags as much as I possibly can into the rucksack before I come out. But absolutely brilliant. And get the waterproofs on. I think time for a wee wander though. Woo, that's a bit different to what it was last night in the drone footage. So as I said, I'm just going to make my way along to Glassmold just now, and I'm just going to take my time. It's nice and easy. It's very slippy underfoot, obviously, just because of the snow and the rocks. So as I said, I'm just going to take my time, and I shall catch up with you when I'm over there. So here we are, summit number 2. This is Glassmold, sitting at 1,068 metres. But it's pretty smart, so it's actually got a wee sort of cairn round it, so if it is sort of weather conditions like this, you can actually hunker down. But I have to admit, that was really hard work on the legs. More just the fact that I didn't realise the snow was so deep. Sort of kicking steps all the way. So I'm going to come off here just now and then just sort of review the situation about whether I'm going to go up the Cairnwell or not. Cairnwell. I said my leg is just starting to get a wee bit of a wobble, so it may very well be a case of sort of veering the side of caution, but we'll see how we go. But really popular place for fell runners. I've just seen a massive big group running past at ridiculous speed. Very impressive. But I said, I'm just going to have a wee 5 minutes round here, bit of rest, bit of water, and then I'll start heading off. Well, I've decided I'm not going to do the Cairnwell today. Going to save it for another day. It's completely in clag, you can't see an actual thing. But also really tired. That was really hard work just for how deep that snow was. I went and put micro spikes on its usual story. The type of snow that it is today, it just keeps on balling up. So there's been a couple of times where I've overstretched my leg and everything as well. So I'm just a little bit concerned. So I'm just going to veer on the side of caution and just sort of slowly make my way back to the van just now for a really well-deserved cup of coffee. But I'm going to turn the camera around just so you can actually see again this sort of the scenery. So basically, I was up there, and that's where I slept last night. And there is the Cairnwell. And I said, oh, you can't see a thing. So I prefer to come back in summer and do it. Or maybe even next month, sort of idea. But just to hopefully get some views, because apparently it is stunning up there. Okay, so a wee bit more water and then it's going to be back on the trail again, and I'll meet up with you back at the van. So that's me arrived back at the van, and that last little bit was a real struggle, I have to confess. Just the legs are wobbling all over the place and everything. And again, I think a lot of it's just because of the snow, that sort of deep snow, and trying to sort of plough through it. But that was epic. That was just such a good trip, really good trip. It's been a long time. I've woken up in the bivvy bag in the snow, but I've not done a tent in the snow for an absolute age. So it was great just getting the experience of it, thoroughly enjoyable one. So hopefully you have enjoyed it too. But it's hard to believe that, as I said, I was up somewhere around there. You know, from the point of view of actually waking up in the morning and just sort of having that views, etc. Just absolutely beautiful. So as I said, a thoroughly enjoyable trip. So thanks very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.